There's one topic that's not discussed in the world of personal finance, but relates to stocks, relates to investing, relates to success, wealth, and business. And that topic is, hey, what's going on, guys? It's Nate with you from the Millennials channel, where I teach you everything about money that school didn't. If you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button, the like button, and turn on that post notification bell so you know when we post. Today's topic isn't necessarily going to make you money, but without today's topic, you're definitely not going to be able to make money. What I mean by that is it's essential in becoming rich and becoming wealthy, but you're not going to be able to sell it like you will stocks, ETFs, and so on. And the topic I'm talking about is your mindset. Becoming wealthy and starting your journey to financial success definitely doesn't happen overnight. And the one thing that you need with this is a growth mindset. And without a growth mindset, you're going to be stuck in the same place forever. A growth mindset is someone who embraces change, who takes that risk, and who does what scares them. It's not running away from their fears. A growth mindset is someone who's reading, who's learning new things, and all of these things. This is what's going to help you become financially successful. On the other hand, we have what's called a fixed mindset. This is where you're stuck in the past, you're making excuses for things, you're not really taking any risks, and you're not really moving forward in life because you're doing the same thing every day and you're scared to move on to try new things. A fixed mindset also can be someone who makes excuse for why others are successful. They can look at someone who's successful and they say, oh, well, they had all the help in the world. They had this, they had that. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what they had. What you need to fix is your mindset. I myself was in a fixed mindset. I was negative about everything. I was making excuses. I was scared to make risks. I mean, I'm still moving towards a growth mindset, but the first step is obviously recognizing and start taking some simple steps. And to help you recognize, let's go over a few things to help you conquer that or move from your fixed mindset to your growth mindset. The first thing that, everyone experiences, even myself, is fighting the fear of failure. A lot of people have fears that in the end, it's just a fear of failure. They want to start a new business, but they keep delaying it because they're scared of what people are going to think, or they're scared of failing, or maybe they have a speech and they're afraid of public talking, they're afraid of talking in front of people. And in the end, that really doesn't come down to anything other than feel of failure. All these fears, no matter what they are just going to keep you in the same spot, and they're not going to help you move forward. The most successful people are the people that failed the most, and without a failure, you're definitely not going to be successful. When I first started this YouTube channel, I was actually debating this for a few months. I had the idea, who's going to want to listen to me? What if I don't look good on camera? What if I sound wrong on camera? What if no one watches me? And then in the end, I'm like, okay, what if all this does happen? So what? If I look dumb and I fail and no one's watching me, that really doesn't matter because I look dumb to no one because no one's watching my videos. Getting over your fears starts with talking to yourself, talking to, not out loud like a crazy psycho person, but talking to your mind and moving those negative thoughts to positive thoughts. Sitting in fear and being afraid to take the next step, no matter what the adventure is, whether it's real estate investing or starting a YouTube channel, you're gonna fall into what's called analysis paralysis, which is basically overthinking and overanalyzing every single aspect of your journey. Me myself, I'm an engineer, so I believe that I have to have every single detail figured out before I can start anything. That's just the way my brain works. And that leads me to thinking, okay, what if this bad thing happens? I need to have a solution for that. But in the end, I'm overanalyzing, I'm in analysis paralysis of all this stuff, and then I never end up moving forward with all of this stuff. So let's say you want to start a YouTube channel. If you start your YouTube channel, but you want to have 15 scripts written before you ever post your first one, what you're doing is you're delaying your improvements. You're going to have 15 scripts at the same quality when you were beginning. So let's say you didn't write the first scripts and you just started one video at a time. You wrote your first video, you posted it, you filmed it, you posted it, and you got back criticism from everyone. They told you, fix this, I don't like this, which is fine, it's constructive criticism. And then the second video, you're able to improve. In the third video, you're able to improve even more. And once you get to video 15, you're gonna be at a much better spot than you were if you just filmed all your 15 videos at the beginning. Or another example is with real estate investing. When you're going on the millennials.com and using a real estate investing calculator, you're sitting there, you're running your numbers because of course you need to do that. But you find a property and then you're sitting there and you never pull the trigger. And you just keep analyzing deals. You keep analyzing deals. You keep analyzing deals. And then you're never gonna pull the trigger on that one house. So what ends up happening, you never start. So pivot from the idea of failure to how will this failure help me grow? If I fail, it's okay because I now know what not to do and what I can do to improve. Because believe it or not, you'll never become successful if you're not failing. There's not one person on earth who just woke up and became successful. The next thing you can do to move into this growth mindset is act like who you want to be. Do the things that you would be doing if you were who you wanted to be. Do the things you were doing if you were who you wanted to be. That's a mouthful. But what I mean by that is start doing the things that are going to help you get to where you want to be. Like if you want to become a real estate investor, start doing what real estate investors do. Even if you're not a professional, start doing what real estate investors do. What do? They run deals, they go to real estate meetups, they're on real estate forums, they're tracking houses, they read books, they do all of this stuff. So if you're not doing that, if you're not acting if you're not acting like who you want to be, you're never going to become that person. The next thing to do to get that growth mindset is experience new things and start taking action. You can't wait around all day expecting things to come to you. You need to take charge and go out and get that. No one is going to make things happen for you except for you. Unless you sit around all day and buy lottery tickets and wait to hit the lottery, which is very unlikely because you have like a 1 in 300 million chance to hit the lottery. And to put that in perspective, you're more likely to get hospitalized by a pogo stick incident. You're also more likely to die by a vending machine falling on you, which is a 1 in 112 million chance, than hitting the lottery. So to get to the point, you're not gonna get rich, you're not gonna get successful just sitting around, so take action and do what you need to do. You can start off by building your habits. They say your thoughts are your actions and your actions are your habits and your habits are who you are. So it begins with the small things, it begins all in your mindset. Another thing that you need to realize in order to have that growth mindset is to stop doubting yourself. You're capable of so much more than you think of. We've all been in the situation where you think of something and you're like, nah, I can't do that. Who do I think I am? And then you end up trying it and you do it with no problem. Yep, stop doubting yourself. My favorite book that I've ever read relates to this topic and it's called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. It's an autobiography of David Goggins, who's a Navy SEAL, and the message throughout the book is basically whenever you think you're at 100%, you're only at 40% of what you're capable of. And this all is within the mind. Throughout the book, he talks about how bad his life was and how crappy things were for him and how everything was meant for him to fail. But in the end, he becomes one of the most famous Navy SEALs. He goes on to run tons of ultra marathons, which is over 100 kilometers. And he ends up breaking records like the pull-up records. And he does all this when he was meant to fail. This was all done because he told himself, you know what? I think I'm capable of more than I actually am. I'm gonna push myself to that next level. And this is what having a growth mindset is all about. Since we're on the topic of mindset books, this one's probably one of the more personal finance related books, and this is Rich Dad Poor Dad. This is probably the first book you should read as you get into the field of personal finance. The story is about Robert Kiyosaki, who's the author of this book, who grew up having two dads. And I don't mean that in the way you think I'm talking about. I'm talking about this as he has his poor dad, who was his actual dad, and his rich dad, who was his friend's dad. See, his dad wasn't poor in the sense that he couldn't provide shelter and couldn't put food on the table, but he wasn't poor in the sense that he didn't understand how money worked and he didn't understand what to do and how to make money. Well, on the other hand, his rich dad, who was his friend's father, knew all about money. He knew how to make money. He knew the best ways to make money. He knew the advantages of having businesses, the advantages of investing, and all that stuff. So this is a great book that teaches you all about the mindset of money. So if you want to purchase these books, I've left links in the description below where you can purchase them. I highly advise you do. It's going to be the best purchase that you guys have made. Okay guys, we've made it to the end, and I believe you guys probably think I've been punking you out for the last however many minutes, but I promise you I'm not. I'm just passionate about this because this is something where you need to start in order to become successful. A lot of people seem to have talents in them, whether it's drawing or whatever it is, that they're afraid to bring out just because they're afraid what people think about them, or they're afraid that they're gonna fail and so on. And that's not what the financially free and successful do. So to everyone who's made it this far in the video, I challenge you to do one thing that you guys have been holding back on. Whether it's starting that business or whether it's reading that book, whatever it is, it can be the smallest thing in the world. Start that thing that you've been holding back. Make sure to leave a comment on what you guys are gonna do because I'm gonna hold you guys accountable to this challenge. And with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.